Chapter 3 Landforms and Life Question Answers. The big questions. What are the major types of landforms and their significance to life and culture? Answer. Major types of landforms and their significance to life and culture. Mountains, elevated with steep slopes and narrow summits, often snow-capped, they are vital for their natural beauty, diverse ecosystems, and cultural significance. Mountains provide fresh water, attract tourism for activities like skiing and hiking, and hold spiritual value in many cultures. Unique flora and fauna thrive here, and they are crucial for local economies through tourism and resource extraction. Next, plateaus, elevated flatlands rising above surrounding areas rich in minerals. Examples include the Deccan and Tibetan plateaus. They support mining activities, unique landscapes, and waterfalls. Plateaus have diverse ecosystems but less fertile soil, limiting agriculture. They also attract tourism and have historical significance due to ancient settlements. Next, plains, flat or gently undulating areas, typically low-lying and fertile. Plains are the heartlands of agriculture, supporting dense populations and ancient civilizations. They facilitate transportation and trade, boosting economic activities. The Ganga Plain is a key example, offering fertile soil for diverse crops and supporting large human settlements with easy navigation and infrastructure development. Question 2. What are the challenges and opportunities of life associated with each landform? Answer. Challenges and opportunities of life associated with each landform. First, mountains. Challenges: difficult agriculture due to rugged terrain and steep slopes, harsh weather conditions like avalanches and heavy snowfall, and costly infrastructure development. Opportunities: significant tourism for skiing, hiking, and spiritual visits, rich natural resources like fresh water and forests, supporting biodiversity and local economies. Next, plateaus. Challenges: rocky soil hindering large scale agriculture, harsh climates, limited water resources, and environmental degradation from mining activities. Opportunities: rich mineral deposits supporting extensive mining, unique landscapes and waterfalls attracting tourists, and fertile volcanic soils in some areas supporting specialized agriculture. Next, plains. Challenges: overpopulation leading to resource overexploitation, pollution, environmental degradation, and vulnerability to floods impacting agriculture and settlements. Next, opportunities: fertile soil enabling extensive agriculture, ensuring food security and economic stability, easy terrain for infrastructure development, trade and transportation, supporting diverse ecosystems and large human populations, fostering cultural and economic growth. Let's explore page 42. As a class activity, form groups of 4 or 5 students and observe the school's surroundings. What kind of landscape do you see? Will the landscape change a few kilometers away or within some 50 kilometers? Compare with other groups. Answer: observing the school's surroundings. Group observations. First, type of landscape. Our school is located in an urban area. We see buildings, roads, parks, and some trees around the school. There are no natural water bodies or significant hills in the immediate vicinity. Next, landscape changes nearby. A few kilometers away, the landscape changes to more residential areas with fewer commercial buildings and more green spaces. There are small parks and some larger trees in these areas. Next, landscape changes within 50 kilometers. Within 50 kilometers, the landscape varies significantly. As we move out of the city, we encounter suburban areas with more houses, gardens, and larger parks. Further out, we reach rural areas with fields, farms, and small forests. There are also some small hills and a river in the rural areas. Next, comparison with other groups. Other groups observed similar urban landscapes around the school. but one group noted a nearby industrial area with factories and warehouses. Predictions about landscape changes were consistent across groups, with all expecting greener spaces and less urbanization as we move away from the school. One group mentioned a large lake about 30 kilometers away that we didn't consider. Class discussion. The landscape around our school is predominantly urban, characterized by buildings and roads. Moving a few kilometers away, we see more residential areas with green spaces, indicating a transition from commercial to residential zones. Within 50 kilometers, the landscape becomes rural with farms, fields, small factories, and a river, showing a significant change from urban to rural settings. Factors influencing these changes include urban planning, natural geography, and human activities. Urban areas are dense built, while suburban and rural areas have more open spaces and natural features. Next question. In the same groups, discuss a journey that any of you has made through a region of India. List the different landscapes seen on the way. Compare with other groups. Answer. Discussing a journey through a region of India. Journey description. One of our group members, Swati, recently traveled from Delhi to Manali by road. Here are the landscapes she observed. Delhi, urban landscape, tall buildings, busy roads, crowded markets, parks, and historical monuments. Haryana, suburban and rural landscape. As we move out of Delhi, we saw more residential areas with houses and gardens. Further along, there were agricultural fields, farms, and small villages. The landscape was flat with occasional small hills. Next, Punjab, rural landscape, vast fields of wheat and rice dotted with small villages. There were also many canals and water bodies used for irrigation. The landscape remained mostly flat. Next, Himachal Pradesh, mountainous landscape. As we approached the foothills of the Himalayas, the landscape changed dramatically. The flat plains gave way to rolling hills and then steep mountains. The roads became winding, and we saw dense forests with pine and deodar trees. There were also numerous rivers and streams flowing down the mountains. Next, Manali, alpine landscape. Manali, located in the higher altitudes, had snow capped peaks, lush green valleys, and orchards of apple trees. The town itself had a mix of traditional wooden houses and modern buildings. The air was crisp and fresh, with breathtaking views of the surrounding mountains. Comparison and discussion. Delhi to Haryana. The transition from an urban to a suburban and then rural landscape was smooth, with increasing greenery and decreasing population density. Next, Haryana to Punjab. The rural landscape of Punjab was similar to Haryana but more extensive and intensive in terms of agriculture. Next, Punjab to Himachal Pradesh. The most significant change was entering the mountainous region. The flat plains transformed into steep, forested mountains, marking a clear shift in the landscape. Next, Himachal Pradesh to Manali. The journey through the mountains showcased various terrains from dense forests to alpine meadows and snow covered peaks, highlighting the diversity within the mountainous landscape. Conclusion. The journey from Delhi to Manali offered a diverse range of landscapes, from urban sprawl to rural fields and finally to the majestic mountains. This variety showcases the rich geographical diversity of India and how the landscape changes dramatically over relatively short distances. Page 46. Here are two verses from a long poem by Kalidas, who lived at least 1500 years ago and is often considered to be the greatest poet of ancient India. The poem Kumar Sambhav begins with an invocation to the Himalayas. This is a simplified translation from the Sanskrit. In the north rises Himalaya, the lord of mountains, like a living god who measures the earth and stretches from the western to the eastern oceans. From it, the wind comes down, carrying spray from descending Ganga, shaking the deodar trees, opening the peacock's tail feathers, and cooling the mountain people after they hunt deer. Discuss the verses and the following questions in class. Question 1. What are the western to the eastern oceans? Can you locate them as well as the Lord of Mountains on figure 5.2? Answer. Western to eastern oceans. The western ocean means the Arabian Sea, which is to the west of India. This one. Next, the eastern ocean means the Bay of Bengal, which is to the east of India. This one. Next, these oceans show how the Himalayas stretch across the northern part of India from west to east. Locating on the map, the Himalayas, called the Lord of Mountains, stretch across northern India. So this is the Himalayas. On a map, find the Arabian Sea on the left, west, this one, and the Bay of Bengal on the right, east, this one, with the Himalayas running across the top of India, this one. Question 2. Why is Ganga mentioned? Answer. Importance of the Ganga. Geographical. The Ganga river starts in the Himalayas and is very important for water and farming in northern India. So here is river Ganga. Cultural and religious. The Ganga is considered holy in Hinduism and is worshipped as a goddess. Next, economic and ecological. The river provides water for drinking, farming and transport, and it supports many plants and animals. Next, symbolic. Mentioning the Ganga shows how the Himalayas provide life and are important to both nature and people in India. Let's explore page 49. These images, figure 3.6 on page 50, depict a few challenges that people living in the mountains may face. Discuss them in groups in the class and write one paragraph on each. Also discuss why, despite many such challenges, people still choose to live in the mountains. Answer. Challenges of living in the mountains. Avalanches. Avalanches are sudden and rapid flows of snow, ice, and rocks down the slopes. They can be deadly, destroying homes and infrastructure and making certain areas inaccessible. People living in avalanche prone areas need to be constantly vigilant and prepared for emergencies, which can be stressful and dangerous. Next, landslides. Landslides occur when masses of rock, earth, or debris move down a slope. They can be triggered by heavy rain, earthquakes, or human activities. Landslides can destroy homes, roads, and fields, making transportation and agriculture challenging. Residents must take precautions to mitigate these risks, such as building retaining walls and avoiding construction on unstable slopes. Next, heavy snowfall. Heavy snowfall can isolate communities, making transportation difficult and cutting off access to essential services. Snow can also damage infrastructure such as power lines and buildings. Despite these challenges, people have adapted by developing snow removal techniques, building sturdy homes, and using snow as a water source. Next, flash floods. Flash floods happen quickly and with little warning, often due to heavy rain or rapid snow melt. They can sweep away everything in their path, including homes and livestock. To mitigate this, residents build flood defenses and create early warning systems. Flash floods highlight the need for community preparedness and resilience. Next, uncontrolled tourism. Tourism brings economic benefits but can also lead to environmental degradation and strain on local resources. Overcrowding, pollution, and destruction of natural habitats are common issues. Communities need to balance economic gains with sustainable practices to protect their environment and way of life. Despite these challenges, people continue to live in the mountains due to several reasons. The natural beauty and serene environment provide a high quality of life with fresh air and stunning landscapes. The mountains offer a sense of community and cultural heritage with traditional practices and lifestyles deeply rooted in these regions. Additionally, economic opportunities such as tourism, agriculture, and artisanal crafts provide livelihoods. The mountains also offer a refuge from the hustle and bustle of urban life, providing a peaceful and self-sufficient lifestyle. The resilience and adaptability of mountain communities enable them to thrive in these challenging yet rewarding environments. Let's explore page 53. Use the color code in figure 3.8 to add a landform to each name. For instance, Tibetan Plateau, Rocky Range, Nile Plain. You do not have to remember the names in this map. Answer: adding landforms to each name using the color code in the figure. Tibetan Plateau, brown. The Tibetan Plateau highlighted in brown is the largest and highest plateau in the world. Next, Rocky Range, orange. The Rocky Mountain Range marked in orange stretches along the western part of North America. This one. Next, Nile Plain, green. The Nile River Plain, shown in green, lies along the Nile River in northeastern Africa. This one. The picture in figure 3.9 has been taken from a satellite. It captures a portion of North India from a high altitude. Observe and discuss the image as a class activity. Question 1. Which color is the Ganga plain? Answer: the Ganga plain is represented by the green expanse in the image. This one. This area is fertile and dense vegetated, which is why it appears green. Question 2. What does the white expanse represent? This one. Answer: the white expanse at the top of the image represents the snow-covered Himalayan mountains. The high altitude and cold temperatures keep these regions permanently covered with snow. Question 3. What does the brown expanse at the bottom left of the image represent? This one. Answer: the brown expanse at the bottom left of the image represents the arid and semi-arid regions, likely the Thar Desert and surrounding dry areas. These areas have less vegetation and more exposed soil and rock, which gives them a brownish appearance. Let's explore page 55. Can you give examples of river sources or confluences from your region that are regarded sacred by any community? Answer: yes. One example is the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati rivers at Prayagraj, Allahabad, known as the Triveni Sangam. It is considered a very sacred place in Hinduism. Another example is the source of the Yamuna river at Yamunotri in Uttarakhand, which is also a revered pilgrimage site. Question 2. Visit a nearby river and observe all activities there, whether economic or cultural. Note them down and discuss with your classmates. Answer: upon visiting the Yamuna river in Delhi, I observed several activities. First, economic activities. People were engaged in fishing, boating, and selling flowers and offerings. There were also washermen washing clothes by the river bank. Next, cultural activities. I saw people performing rituals like offering prayers, floating diyas, lamps, and immersing idols during festivals. The river banks were also used for morning yoga and meditation practices by local communities. These observations show how the river supports both economic livelihoods and cultural practices, highlighting its importance in daily life. Let's explore page 56. Name some popular tourist destinations in India and identify the category of landform they are associated with. Answer: some popular tourist destinations in India: Agra, Taj Mahal, located in the northern plains of India along the Yamuna River; Jaipur, Amber Fort, situated in the Aravalli mountain range, which are low hills and rocky terrain. Next, Goa, beaches, coastal plains along the Arabian Sea. Next, Shimla, hill station, located in the Himalayan mountain range, known for its hilly and mountainous terrain. Next, Kerala, backwaters, coastal plain and network of canals and lagoons along the Arabian Sea. Next, Rajasthan, Thar Desert, desert region with arid and semi-arid landforms. Next, Leh Ladakh, located in the high altitude mountainous region of the Himalayas. Questions, activities and projects. Question 1. In what type of landform is your town, village, city located? Which features mentioned in this chapter do you see around you? Answer: my city, New Delhi, is a part of landform which is called plains. Landform type: Delhi is located in the northern plains of India. The city is on the flat and fertile flood plains of the Yamuna River. Features around Delhi: flatland. The area is mostly flat with small slopes. River. The Yamuna River flows through the city, providing water for drinking, farming, and industry. Green areas. There are many parks and gardens showing a variety of plants. City life. Delhi has many buildings, roads, and busy streets, which is common in large cities on plains. Historical places. Delhi is full of famous monuments like the Red Fort and India Gate, showing its rich history and culture. These features show that Delhi, being part of the northern plains, has flat land, a major river, lots of green spaces, busy urban life, and many historical sites. Question 2. Let us go back to our initial trip from Chhota Nagpur to Prayagraj and Almora. Describe the three landforms you came across on the way. Answer: Chhota Nagpur Plateau, landform type Plateau. Description: the journey starts in the Chhota Nagpur Plateau, which is characterized by its elevated flat land with some hills. This area is rich in minerals like coal and iron ore, and it has a mix of forests and grasslands. The terrain is rocky and uneven, making it distinct from the flat plains. Next, Prayagraj, Allahabad, landform type plain. Description: moving from Chhota Nagpur to Prayagraj, you enter the fertile plains of the Ganga river. This region is flat and lush, ideal for agriculture. The land is well watered by the Ganga and Yamuna rivers, making it one of the most productive agricultural areas. The flat terrain makes transportation and farming easier. Next, Almora, landform type mountainous. Continuing north to Almora, the landscape changes to the hilly and mountainous terrain of the Himalayas. Almora is located in the Kumaon region, characterized by steep slopes, valleys, and forested hills. The air is cooler and the terrain is rugged with winding roads and scenic views. The area is known for its natural beauty and biodiversity. This journey showcases the diversity of India's landforms, from the mineral rich plateaus to the fertile plains and finally to the scenic mountains. Question 3. List a few famous pilgrimage spots in India along with the landforms in which they are found. Answer: the following are famous pilgrimage spots in India along with the landforms. First, Varanasi, Kashi, landform plain. Located on the banks of the Ganga river in the northern plains of India, Varanasi is one of the oldest and holiest cities in Hinduism. Next, Rishikesh and Haridwar, landform foothills of the Himalayas. Description: these towns are situated along the Ganga river as it descends from the Himalayas. They are famous for their spiritual significance and as gateways to the Himalayan shrines. Next, Amarnath Cave, landform mountain. Description: located in the Himalayas, the Amarnath Cave is a significant Hindu shrine dedicated to Lord Shiva. The cave is famous for its naturally forming ice Shiva lingam. Next, Vaishno Devi, landform mountain. Description: situated in the Trikuta mountains in Jammu and Kashmir, the Vaishno Devi temple is one of the most visited pilgrimage destinations in India. Next, Tirupati, Tirumala Venkateshwara temple, landform hill. Description: located in the eastern Ghats in Andhra Pradesh, this temple is dedicated to Lord Venkateshwara and is one of the richest and most visited temples in the world. Next, Golden Temple, Harminder Sahib, landform plain. Description: situated in Amritsar in the Punjab plains, the Golden Temple is the holiest Gurudwara and the most important pilgrimage site of Sikhism. Next, Kedarnath, landform mountain. Description: located in the Garhwal Himalayas in Uttarakhand, Kedarnath is one of the Char Dham pilgrimage sites and is dedicated to Lord Shiva. Next, Puri Jagannath Temple, landform coastal plain. Description: situated on the eastern coast of India in Odisha, Puri is famous for the Jagannath Temple and its annual Rath Yatra festival. Next, Sabrimala, Landform hill. Description: located in the western Ghats of Kerala, Sabrimala is a major pilgrimage site dedicated to Lord Ayappa, attracting millions of devotees annually. Next, Shirdi Sai Baba Temple, landform plain. Description: situated in the Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra, Shirdi is a famous pilgrimage site dedicated to Sai Baba, attracting devotees from various religions. Question 4. State whether true or false. First, the Himalayas are young mountains with rounded tops. Answer: false. The Himalayas are young mountains but they have sharp and rugged peaks, not rounded tops. Second, plateaus usually rise sharply at least on one side. Answer: true. Plateaus often have at least one side that rises sharply from the surrounded land. Third, mountains and hills belong to the same type of landform. Answer: true. Both mountains and hills are elevated landforms, though they differ in height and steepness. Fourth, mountains, plateaus, and rivers in India have the same types of flora and fauna. Answer: false. Different landforms have different types of flora and fauna due to varying climates and environments. Next, Ganga is a tributary to the Yamuna. Answer: false. The Yamuna is a tributary to the Ganga, not the other way around. Next, deserts have unique flora and fauna. Answer: true. Deserts support unique flora and fauna adapted to arid conditions. Next, melting snow feeds rivers. Answer: true. Melting snow from mountains often feeds rivers. Next, sediments from rivers deposited in the plains make the land fertile. Answer: true. Sediments carried by rivers and deposited in plains enhance soil fertility. Next, all deserts are hot. Answer: false. Not all deserts are hot. Some, like the Gobi Desert, are cold deserts. Question 5. Match words in pairs. Answer: Mount Everest, climbing, rafting, river, camels, desert, plateau, roof of the world, Gangetic plains, rice fields, waterway, Ganga, Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa, Yamuna, tributary. Friends, we have completed all the question answers from the chapter. If you like the video useful, kindly like it. Thank you for watching.